The life that you're living today is because of your productivity. And I submit to you that once you get very clear on the life you want to live, your next move should be to improve your productivity because it matters. So that's why in this episode, I'm going to be talking about why your productivity matters. Let's do it. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast, where the focus and mission is to help you find your how to your biggest goals and dreams. My name is Trevon Gross Jr., and I'm thankful to have you here today because you matter, your dream matters, it is possible, and I believe in you. In today's episode, we're talking about why your productivity matters. And this is a conversation that I believe is very important for us to have, especially for you as you are looking to take action, as you are looking to find your how to your biggest goals and dreams. It's an important conversation because you don't need to be looking anywhere else other than your productivity when you think about your success. And the reason being is success is a very simple thing. Success is simple. You can ask anybody that is successful, anyone that you describe or as that you define as successful, they'll tell you that success is simple. It's just not easy. And the reason why success is simple is because you just need to improve your productivity, because when you improve your productivity, you're putting yourself in position to be successful. So that's why in today's episode, we're talking about why your productivity matters, okay? And before we get started, we start off every episode this way. If you're new here, let me know, how did you grow this week? In what way did you move the needle forward? In what way did you take steps towards the life that you want to live? In what way did you grow? In what way did you become more that allows you to live the life of your dreams? Okay. Let me know. Be sure to engage because the more you engage with this podcast, the more people can discover this podcast. And the more people that can discover this podcast, the more dreams that can be reignited, the more dreams that can be realized as a result of it. So let me know, how did you grow? But now we're going to get into why your productivity matters. Okay. And to start off, I want to begin with just really defining what productivity is, because I think for a lot of people, they placed productivity, they placed the concept of being productive only in the workplace. They only keep it in the lane, in the area of their life, of their career. And the truth is, your productivity is more of a lifestyle rather than a career task. Okay. And the reason why that is because when you're productive in every area of your life, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, if you are productive at every single turn, if you're productive in every single thing you put your hands to, and we talked last episode about how you have to be faithful in the little things, you're going to see improvement, because being productive speaks to being intentional. And the truth about being intentional, when you're intentional about things, right, you're going to see growth in those things, and you're paying attention. That means you really care. So rather than just applying that same level of productivity, rather than just applying that same level of intention, rather than applying that same level of awareness only to your career, right, it's better to apply that to every area of your life, so that way your entire life is elevated as opposed to just one area. Okay. But it really starts with, again, just in order to become successful means you need to improve your productivity. It really requires you to get productive in every area of your life. Okay. And the truth of it is, and again, this is just another reason why success is just so simple. In order to have any output, there has to be an input. Okay. And your productivity is the input. The output is the results. And so if you want a greater output, you have to put a greater input. And the more productive you become, the more intentional you are with your preparation, the more intentional you are with the actions that you take, you're going to see a greater output. And that is why success is simple, because when you decide to focus on your productivity, when you decide after you get very clear, okay, this is the life that I want to live. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to have. And so that means this is who I'm going to have to become. When you decide to get productive in the way that is in line with your purpose, when you decide to get productive in a way that is in line with who God's called you to be, you're going to put yourself again in position to have the output of success that you want. Okay. And so in that is just a part of the reason as to why productivity as a concept matters. Okay, that is why it's very important. That's why we're talking about it. But I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why your productivity matters. Okay, 3 reasons why your productivity matters when you think about your success process. Okay, and the first reason why your productivity matters is because your productivity builds skills and knowledge. Okay, your productivity builds skills and knowledge because when you are productive in every area of your life, you are going to find yourself gaining new skills and gaining new knowledge that allows you to continue to grow in the different areas of your life. Because productivity speaks to not settling. You cannot be complacent and productive. They can't coexist in the same place. But when you find yourself being productive, when you find yourself essentially being effective in every area of your life, you're going to start seeing shifts. And when you start seeing shifts and you're not complacent, you're not happy with just okay, you're not happy with the standard. When you raise your standards of productivity, you're going to find new results. And honestly, you want new results because you don't want to keep living the life that you're currently living. And I don't know about you, but I can speak for myself. There are definitely some things in my life that I want to change. And in order for me to change those things, it's going to require me to get productive. I can even share a story about this. When I first started, my coaching business and even my media company and everything like that, I needed to really get productive. And, conceptually, I knew what I wanted. I knew, okay, I wanted to build this coaching business to really help people, to show people how to discover their purpose and get productive and so on and so forth. I wanted the media company to help people connect with their people and build a media attention and everything like that. But I realized that there were skills missing. I realized that there was knowledge missing that was stopping me. Like those were blind spots to me. Those were obstacles that I needed to overcome. There was knowledge out there I needed to get. Those were skills I needed to gain so I can properly realize those dreams and goals. And so what I did was I got productive. I started putting habits in place. For me, one of my daily training habits is to always look at some sort of YouTube video or just material or something, even if it's reading a book. I'm always learning at least one new thing when it comes to business. I'm always learning one new thing when it comes to, building a media company. I'm always trying to learn one new thing when it comes to personal development, mindset, productivity, and everything of the sort, just because that's what's going to allow me to be in position for God to place me in the position I want to be in, right? So that required me to get productive, and the action step that I took was by getting very clear on the training habits. I got very clear on my belief habits. I got very clear on just my morning routine, different things of that nature. But I decided to apply productivity not just to only one area of my life. I really wanted to apply that to every area, and it's resulted in some pretty good results. And that's honestly one of the reasons you guys are even able to see me and hear me here on this podcast even now, is because I got productive. And so in the same way, at one point, this podcast was an idea. In the same way, my businesses were an idea. In the same way, the goals that you have, they're an idea right now, but you're going to start seeing results when you start getting productive, when you start taking real action, as opposed to just thinking through what you're going to do. And it's good. Yes, you want to think, but at the end of the day, you need to take action. You need to actually put in those tangible inputs so you can get those real beneficial outputs. And so your productivity matters because it builds skills and knowledge. Okay. So even think about that for yourself. Just what are some skills that you need to gain, that you need to start taking action towards learning? What is some knowledge that you don't know? What is some knowledge that you need to gain that will allow you to move the needle forward, right? So start taking action in that way. Start thinking through those habits. Start thinking through just what you're doing on a day-to-day so that way you can get productive towards your goals. Okay. But the first reason in which your productivity matters, again, is because it builds skills and it builds knowledge. Hey, you're listening to this episode because you are looking to take action for your dream. You're trying to find your how to your biggest goals. What I'm encouraging you to do right now is go to dreamsociety.info. That is where you can register to be a part of the Dream Society, which is Craft Your Dreams accountability group that meets Monday mornings to set targets, take action, and win. So if that's you, if you're somebody that takes your personal development, you take your growth seriously, this is something you need to be a part of. Go to dreamsociety.info right now. Let's get back to the episode. Okay. Now, the second reason why your productivity matters is because it builds confidence. And the reason why you need confidence is because the goal that you have for yourself, as clear as it is, as much of a definition that you have for your success and the life you want to live and what you want to have and what you want to be able to do, as clear as it is to you, it's still unknown territory when you think about who you have to become. right? Because the dream, though it may be defined, it's still unknown. And the reason why it's unknown is because you're going to have to do things you've never done before. You're going to have to take risks you've never taken before. And in order for you to take those risks, you're going to need confidence. You're going to need to build self-confidence so that way you are able to make the decisions and not second guess them. Because once you make the success decisions, once you make the decision, enough is enough. I want to change this area of my life. Enough is enough. I want to change my entire life. I want to change the way people look at me. I want to change the way I look at myself. I want to be able to look myself in the mirror. When you make that decision, though a hard decision, you want to be able to make that decision and never look back. And that is going to require you to take action. That's going to require you to get productive. And when you get productive, you're building confidence in yourself. You're basically creating evidence of success right where you are today. And when you create that evidence for success with where you are today, you're going to build confidence in yourself. And the more confident you become in yourself, the more you become. And the more you become, the more you're able to do. And the more you're able to do, the more you're able to have. Okay, but it stems from just building that confidence. Okay, because you still need confidence to even take action. You need the confidence to input the things that you need to do, right? To put in those inputs and to get the outputs. You need confidence to do it boldly. Okay, you need the confidence to take the action, and it can be scary. It's very scary because one thing about it. Just sharing my personal experience with this, I needed confidence to really be in front of a camera like this. I needed confidence to really speak into people's lives. Like that was something it was one of those things I dealt with this where, I knew what I should tell somebody. I knew how I could help somebody. But when it came to the actual conversation, when it came to the actual, hey, can I give you some advice in the conversation? Like, hey, can I share this with you? When it came to that actual step, I at one point didn't really have the confidence just because it was something unknown to me. It was being in this space as a results coach. It was new to me, right? But because I started taking action and the more skills I gained, the more knowledge I gained, and just the more I trained myself in the area of becoming a results coach, because that was my area that I wanted to improve. The more I worked on it, the more confident I became. And the more confident I became, the much easier it became for me to be able to speak into people's lives. And as a result, I'm truly blessed. This is not even me trying to brag or anything like that, but I'm blessed to really see the amount of people that have thanked me and have really not even just thanked me for what I've been able to speak into their lives, but they've really seen results as a result of me building that confidence to speak to them. Because a lot of times some people needed that encouragement that I was able to give. But that was a result of me getting productive so I can gain the confidence to even share the gifts that God had in my heart. And so I want you to think about that just for your own life. What gifts, what talents do other people need to have, but you don't have the confidence to show them? And so with that, you gain that confidence from being productive. You gain that confidence, again, from gaining the skills and building the knowledge. And when you do that, you're going to gain the confidence you need to really take the action that is necessary. Okay. And now the third reason why your productivity matters is because your productivity is going to require, and your productivity essentially builds, your productivity builds trustworthiness with others. And this is important because we always talk about this here, that your dream is not going to be realized alone. Yes, you're the visionary. Yes, you're the one that needs to get very clear on where you want to go. Yes, you're the one that has to get very clear on where you are today. Yes, you're the one that has to get clear on how to bridge the two. But you're still going to need people to say yes to you. You're still going to need people that see you and support you in the way that you want to be supported. And in order for you to do that, you have to be able to build a level of trust. And if you are someone that is inconsistent, we talked about this in the last episode. If you're someone that's inconsistent, you make it very hard for anyone to trust you, because trust requires consistency. And if you cannot be consistent, then you can't be trusted, because trust is in direct correlation with responsibility. And if you want to be responsible over anything, if you want to be responsible in your business, if you want to be responsible at your job, if you want to be responsible with your brand, whatever it is, whatever applies to you in your life, just your name, you're responsible over your name and what your name represents. it's going to require you to get productive, because when you're productive, you're consistent. And when you're consistent, you can be trusted with responsibilities. So it matters. Your productivity matters because it builds trustworthiness in others, and doors open when people can trust you. And for some of us, for some of you out there, that may be the very reason why you're not where you want to be. Is because you have not been productive. You've been productive enough to make it to where you are now, but you have not been productive and consistent enough. You have not been consistent enough with your productivity to where people really trust you to open doors for you. Because the truth is, God uses other people to advance you. That's just the truth. I didn't make this up. It's basically a biblical principle. For anytime God's done something miraculous through anybody in the Bible, he's used other people, right? You can think about David. Before David became David, before David knew he was the next king, he still needed the prophet to go and anoint him and mark him, right? When you think about Noah, Noah didn't build the boat all by himself. You think about Moses. Moses didn't lead the Israelites out of Egypt by himself. He was the leader, right? Because you're the leader of your dream, but you still need people. And in order for you to have people that cling to you, in order for you to have people that look to you and trust you, you're going to need to have productivity, and your productivity needs to be consistent. Okay. And that's how you're able to take your life to the next level. All right. So I hope that this episode was helpful to you. I hope this information was something that you can apply to your life right now. Like, in what ways can you get productive today after listening to this that will allow you to move the needle forward? In what way can you get productive that allows you to gain skills and gain knowledge that you didn't have before, that allows you to build confidence you didn't have before, that allows you to build trustworthiness in others that you didn't have before? Okay. So again, I hope that was helpful. I appreciate you guys for checking out this episode. Always remember, your dream is possible as long as you're willing to work for it. I'll see you guys next week.